Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to our special Father's Day Good Man Clearing. We have lots of people on the call today. So excited to be doing this call with you. So welcome and hold on to your hats. We're going to be having some fun today. I'm Julie Renee. If you haven't met me before, I imagine most of you are part of my community, but welcome, welcome, welcome. And we are doing a few free quantum activation community calls this month. So next Friday, we have Healing the Global Wound of Violence. And so please do join us on Friday for that. And if you can't be live, sign up for the call and get it as a replay. We're going to be doing some deep and profound work on the tragedies and traumas that have been happening, and hopefully making some global shifts in group consciousness. So I want to welcome you all to the call. It's Saturday morning here. It's been a long week for me, and lots of teaching and training and magic happening this week. So welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody. We have over 700 students today on the call, so I'm really thrilled for all of you to be here. Okay, so we're going to go into, ooh, that was funny. I saw my face split in two. That was hysterical. Hi, and I see all your names. Haruko, nice to see you, Haruko. Welcome to the call. I haven't seen you for a while. And all of you wonderful folks, I'm just so happy to see all your names here. So we're doing the Good Man activation this morning. We'll be starting with an opening blessing. Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurme Devo Sarva Kayeshu Sarvada Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parad Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatiye Swaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And welcome, 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 and just allow that beautiful blessing of activation of both the energy that protects us and provides for us the three. We're calling on the three aspects of the divine male today. So Guru Brahma, the ancient primordial wisdom, knowledge. Guru Vishnu, the god of love, of divine love. And of course Shiva, which is the Vakratunda, that is the Shiva of Ganesha, a protector of all obstacles, and also the provider of destroying what is old and outdated, and the renewal or regeneration of new life. So that is the energy of the triune, the three gods in India, in Hinduism and yogic tradition. So we're going into now the quantum pump and muscle testing, and we're going to be doing a very quick example for you guys. This is the quantum pump. It's the hand moving forward, and so how it looks, I'm going to go back up a little bit. Your elbow is down at your side, and you are pumping. And it's not squeezing, not that. It's just pumping forward. And then when you look from this side, it looks like this. And from this side, it looks like this. I'm demonstrating with the right hand. You can use the left hand. The right hand tends to be a little bit stronger. You can do the double pump. I do it alternatingly. I've seen people do it this way. It does not double your ability, but it might improve it by 10% because it's playful. So that's the quantum pump. And that's the basic pump we're going to be using today. If you're out walking about and you're wanting to clear your energy, you can also do this side pump. So it looks like that. It's kind of a flutter with the hands. You can do it as you're out at a restaurant, out to eat. So just know that there's another option, which is just basically a flutter at the side. There are two types of physics. There's Newtonian physics and quantum physics. Newtonian physics is like the apple falling from the tree. It's what you see is what you get, gravity, and the basic laws of physics we think of as Newtonian physics. That was actually defined in 1915. In the same year, quantum physics was defined. And quantum physics says that we are all part of a field of particles vibrating. Sounds a lot like spiritual and religious definitions of God, so that we are all part of one field. Based on how the field is vibrating, you get a Julie Renee or a globe or a bouquet of flowers. And we, with the quantum pump, which came to be in meditation 8 years ago, we can rearrange the quantum field in the higher frequency of the field, even if we're not always in the higher frequency. So say sometimes you're a little on the lower end of things, you're not an enlightened master. This works for everybody. It levels the playing field. So you want to be doing the quantum pump for clearings and for renewal and regeneration. The muscle testing is using your ring finger on your right hand and your pointer finger on your left hand. It's you're using right between the two knuckles, not going side to side, not like this, up and down like this. You're holding the ring finger very strongly, and you're testing, and you can test like a name. My name is Julie Renee. My name is Jay. Jay works because I often sign my signature for 20 years on emails. When I'm typing many emails, I just say love Jay, and it works because that's who I know myself to be also. And also my Indian names work is true. So my East Indian name is Veda, and that test is true. And my American Indian name of Hawk test is true. My name of Bozo the Clown doesn't test is true. My name as Donald Trump doesn't test is true. So it drops, it becomes weak. So muscle testing is also called kinesiology. You can look it up on Wikipedia. You can find out that a chiropractor in 1976 put words to it and defined it, but it's been around forever. The body can test and feel whether you're resonating into truth, like what you're asking is true or not true. And that's how we get our information. I decided to use kinesiology years ago because I had medical doctors and scientists studying with me, and they weren't going to be in clairvoyance and intuits, and they were going to need a way to quantify what they were getting and rapidly, rather than under a microscope, and be able to quantify results. And so muscle testing was a good solution for that. All right, my dears. So we've covered both the quantum pump and muscle testing with a little explanation of why things work and a little definition there. We're going to be going now into our activation for today. The Good Man activation, clearing for magnetizing a good man into your life. This is mostly for ladies, but of course men always want to be around good men also. Removing the imprinting of a negative father, so his activities from your memory, and a tool to clear in the future, and additional uncleared memories as additional uncleared memories arise. And of course, that tool is the quantum pump. We'll be doing a guided meditation for installing the good man as the center reference for all men, so you can stand powerfully side by side, honoring and enjoying men in your world. And it's so sad when we get to the point where, and I do know people, both men and women, who are just so frustrated and disappointed with men as in as a whole, that they exclude all men. And what we know and what I know is there are, many, 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 many men who are amazing, wonderful, awesome, awesome people. And I want them in my life. So, all right, so we're going to be doing the quantum pump for magnetizing the good man, the right ability and permission to experience relationships with men that are respectful, protective, heroic, and kind. Everybody can start pumping at this point. We'll be clearing Lucifer stops, soul contracts, evil spirit curses, demonic curses, satanic curses, bloodline and clan, alien type 4, 6, and 8, ghosts, walk-ins, entities, transmortals, nano-intelligence, implants, mechanisms, permeations, holographic inserts, group mind, black magic, curses, trauma, timelines, contracts, agreements, emotions, and DNA. So these are all things that tested this morning when I was setting up for the class. It's quite a bit that gets in the way of the right ability and permission to experience relationships with men that are respectful, protective, heroic, and kind. Quite a bit. Okay. Good morning. So I'm just going to say good morning. I don't know that I'll get all of you because I know there are over 700 students that have signed up. And I'm seeing, let's see, about 180 students right now on the call. So, but I'm going to say hello to some of you. So Audrey, Cindy, Margit, Ria, Karina, Anna, Annie, Barbara, Gayla, Buddy, Deborah, Robin, and Nellie, Marie, Anne, Dion. You're welcome, Diana's great gratitude. John, Neela, Margaret, Diane, Mira, Kimberly. Let's see. The screen moved. Heather, Dustin, Laurel, Katrin, Tess, and looks like Tess twice. Silva, Lonnie, Saskia, Ginny, Maria, Saska, Catherine, Barbara, Roxanne, John, Anna, Kathleen, Lou, Bert, Marcia, Yeshwant, Bob, Donna, Riva, Maria, Debbie, Lloyd, Nadia, Seville, Maria, Andres, Eli, Elsa, Lee, Haruko, Katie, Carol, Leela, Penny Mae, Severina, Tony, Diane, Ann, Carol, Jamie, Brenda, Paula. Let's see, are there more? There's got to be more. That might be the end of the end of the beginning. Wonderful. Okay. And I'm getting a reminder from dear Rebecca, our production person, that we have about 25 students on the phone line too. So welcome to everyone on the phone lines who might not be in the chat box. So welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody. Let's see. Renata, Catherine, Dustin, Annie, Rachel, Sabine, George, Mahala, Sharon, Adriana, Carrie, Mila, George, and Larissa. All right, I think I got all the names of people who at least put their name in the chat box. And remember to use the chat box during the class as a conversation with me. So you won't want to be doing conversations with other people during the chat box. Just direct your conversation to me. And Michael. Hi, Michael. Very good. All right, and I imagine we have some new people on the call. So what we're doing in our trainings is we're doing clearings, and we call them activations, quantum activations. So as we remove these kinds of things that you're looking at, like Lucifer stops and soul contracts, they're permanently removed from your space. and we remove really thousands, sometimes billions of things from your space while doing the quantum pump. From this clearing, we'll go on and do another clearing. And that clearing looks like, I'm just going to show you an image of it. We're going to be removing the imprint of negative father actions and memories, the right permission and ability to feel joyful towards men and father figures. And then our final completion for today will be a meditation to release the disappointment from relationships with father, installing the good man ideal as a reference for men and for you to magnetize and attract. And of course, what I know is, this is a process. We're always growing and moving through and becoming more and more ourselves as we remove. So we'll get the first layer of things today, and there might be deeper layers that you might want to investigate. We do a class on removing trauma and violence from your field and body, and that's coming up later in the fall. And I highly recommend that if you experienced that kind of a relationship with your father. But there are many opportunities, many trainings that would help you even go deeper. Today we give you a nice little lead in to Father's Day and a way to feel more happy with who you are, where you can get into your own authority and responsibility, that you can feel more joy about who you are. Sometimes when we're upset that somebody didn't do it right for us, and just keep pumping, we're clearing. So say your father didn't do it right for you, and then we're always defined by that. And we make excuses for ourselves not being all of what we could be because someone didn't love us right, like our father didn't love us right. And I want to really give you permission to let go of that idea. It's like holding onto a hot potato. When you hold onto a hot potato and you're holding on to this, my dad didn't do it right, my dad didn't do it right, or my mom didn't do it right. That could be that too. You're burning yourself. You're not really hurting them. They're not really getting punished. You're the one who's getting punished. And so you're always defining yourself, which is black magic. You're always defining yourself by what didn't happen, by who didn't give it to you right, who didn't support you in the right way. And what I want you to do is just let go of that hot potato and say, they did the best they could, and I'm moving on. I'm installing new dynamic in my field. I'm removing the disappointments, the trauma, the karma, the stuff that happened on the timeline, curses, whatever it was that brought us together to create that synergy that wasn't perfect for me. I'm going to say that it was perfect. It has made you the person you are today. And I think the one thing that's sad is that people, sometimes they get stuck on the what didn't happen for them, and they miss all of what did happen for them, all the transformation they got as a result of their parents doing it the wrong way. Maybe you were more independent. Maybe you got more certainty, more confidence. In some bizarre way, some of us were the push against. Oh, you say I can't do that? Well, I'm going to do it. If you don't believe in me, well, I believe in myself. And so we get exactly what we need, whether we think we do or not. And the formula of who we create ourselves to be is stimulated out of the parents that we choose for ourselves. And so know that everything is in divine order, and that you are truly and completely blessed. That these clearings today and the clearings that you do throughout your life are going to help you to step into more confidence and more certainty about yourself, to feel stronger in yourself. And then you can be grateful and thankful for what you did already get. Parents that gave you a body. I am so thrilled every day that I have this beautiful physique. I look very much like my great-grandmother from Portugal, so much so. I'm 6 inches taller than her, but I'm apparently her look so much that my uncles will startle when I come in the room, because they'll think I'm little grandma before they see that I'm actually the offspring of my mom and dad. And she was a very pretty lady, and I feel like I got that blessing, even if there was a lot of screwy stuff that happened in both sides of the family. I got my looks, I got my intelligence, I got a big brain, so just understand, and the clairvoyance. So all that nutty stuff, if you have insanity in your family, you might also have the gift of intuition and clairvoyance and clairaudience that can be harnessed into good and the higher powers of it, the higher version of it. So understand that everything that you got in your life is working for good as long as you allow it to. So you don't want to get your field of amplification hooked up and magnetizing something that's negative to you. You want to really stick with the positives. I got this out of there. I got this out of there. My mom has a wonderful sense of color and design. Now she has a kind of a grandma design, but I love that she's a painter. She does oil paintings. I'm an artist, and I love color, and I take it to a different direction. But I got some of that from her. That she felt that it was important that I have music training. She wanted all of her children, that was something that she didn't get. She wanted all of her children to have training. And so we did. We had instruments, and we grew up with music. My father, a very religious man, loved going to the Baptist revivals, was more traditional in his belief, German Lutheran. My mother was Catholic, of a very, very strong sense of spirituality and a deep sense of connection with the divine. And very grateful for my father for installing that in me. And so even if you didn't get everything, you didn't get the protective, strong, loving, generous father, you got what you needed. And what you didn't get, you probably didn't need. Because, you had it in yourself already. It was already there. So just wanting to really get you into a place of really profound appreciation for your life and who you are as you've been shaped and molded, and how you've shaped yourself. And today is a start over day, if you want it to be. It's a day of more appreciation for all men in your life, and more gratitude, and being happy with who you are in this moment. When we define ourselves by what we aren't happy with, that's what we magnetize to ourselves, that what we're not happy with. And then we say, well, and then it's someone's fault. We blame. And the blame and giving assignment to what isn't happening in your life, that goes into the field of amplification. It's black magic, and it keeps drawing to you that which doesn't work. So I want you to just silence they didn't do it right. Use these clearings, these activations to clear, and move on. Do a reset, and reset for goodness, that all men can and have the potential of being amazing men. I heard a very funny story. A lady, an elderly lady, had her car break down on the freeway, and she was praying, and she said, God, please send me help. Please, help me. The tire, she had a flat tire. And right after she started praying, a guy on a motorcycle with all these tattoos and a beard, and, gnarly looking guy, pulls up, and he goes, "Can I help you, ma'am?" And he changes the tire for her. And she says to him, "Oh, thank you so much for being such a good man. I so appreciate you. And God, thank you for sending me such a good man to help me." And the man goes, "I just got out of prison, lady, for car theft or whatever." And she goes, "God, thank you for sending me a good man who's a professional." So he was breaking into cars. He knew everything about cars. And so, it's our interpretation of things, that you can bring the good man out of everyone. And I think that's a really funny story. Yeah. Lydia's saying she gets the total black magic thing. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful Canadian Rocky Mountains from Carol. Ireland. Hi. I've been in Ireland a few times, I think 4 times now. I have a great grandmother, Catherine Kennedy. Some of you are kind of like, when you buy a product the first time, you see that it's from Gable Kennedy. And the grandma I look like was Gable. and the grandma from Ireland was Kennedy, and they were both great grandmothers to me. So I took two of the matriarchs from my history, and that's the name of my corporation, Gable Kennedy. So hi to Ireland, and Penny's from the UK, and hi to Doreen and Buddy, yay, and Cindy, and this is so relevant and timely, amazing, beautiful, beautiful. That's from Audrey. Fantastic. So what we're doing is we're opening up to really seeing a healing across the board in our own inner psyche, which is group mind, to appreciate all the men on the planet. On Friday coming up, we're going to do another free community call because I had the outcry from the community, can you please help with the global violence issue? And we're going to be both working with and helping the souls who have abruptly left and their families, but we're also going to be working with the people who are so traumatized that they take up a gun and they shoot people, they become a monster. They allow something to come into them and take over them. And that has to heal, that has to stop. So we're going to be working on that next Friday. Will this help my father, son, and boyfriend too? Well, what we're really working on is our own inner makeup, and we're the ones who need the help so that we can. Do you ever notice that when you sit next to somebody and they're a bad person, they're a bad person, they're a bad person, that they act like a bad person? Or I know I did an experiment where, and I do this sometimes in my immersion trainings where people are sitting next to each other, and I just say, pick a partner, and then one person's going to think, you're stupid, you're an idiot, I don't believe in you, you don't tell the truth. And, just like a crazy thing where you're thinking something like, I don't believe in you, I don't believe in you, I don't believe in you. And the other person is going to try to talk to them and just make a friendship with them. And then have the experience of what does it feel like when someone's listening is set for you so strongly against you that there's nothing you can do. And you probably had that feeling before where you're like, uh-oh, something is really wrong here. I'm being myself, I'm being my loving self, and this person doesn't believe in me, doesn't want to know me for the loving self, has some other weird idea about me. And so today, we're really working on your inner psyche so that you can be a listening for people to see the brightness and the goodness of people. And when you create that brightness and that goodness for people, that's when they can step into it around you and they can be better. So I know I had a boyfriend many years ago. For a year we were together, and he worked with Landmark Education, and they talked about being the stand for people to be in their greatness. And so rather than think of people as less than amazing, you would think of them as amazing, and you would hold the space for them to step up to being amazing. Even if they weren't always exhibiting amazing, you would say things to them like, I see your goodness. I really appreciate your kindness, your contribution. I can see, and every time they did something that stepped into that vision, they would be recognized for that. And remember, when we're children, we want that recognition, right? We're always looking. What doesn't stop as adults? We're looking to be recognized as we did it right, we got it right. And I think men in particular, men around women, aren't you always kind of a little bit afraid, uh-oh, am I in trouble? If she wants to have a talk, I'm in trouble. What did I do wrong? Right? So it doesn't go away, that wanting to please and wanting to live into, for men, wanting to be a hero and wanting to get it right and to be good enough to do it right for their ladies. So whether that's being a daddy or a husband or a sweetheart or a son, you want to make your ladies happy. I know that to be true for all of you men. I know that that's what you want. And ladies, we can really be, ball busters, so to speak, and never give them the validation, the honor, the respect that they really want. So in this clearing, we're clearing away this stuff, the right ability and permission to experience relationships that are respectful, protective, heroic, and kind. But know that how relationships show up and who shows up is from inside you, not from them so much, because you wouldn't be magnetizing men that weren't respectful or weren't protective or heroic or kind. You would be magnetizing potentially something else. So if you're putting into your field of amplification, I validate men who honor me, who respect me, who protect me, who are heroic, who are kind to me. And you go out of your way to say, oh my gosh, I thank you so much. Thank you for helping me get the groceries into the car. That really helped me. Or I so appreciate you. I have my handyman coming over on a Saturday. He doesn't work on Saturday. He's like 70 years old. He is coming over here to help me put my table and my outdoor table and some outdoor furniture together. And I have just said, you're my hero. Thank you so much. It's going to make such a big difference to me. I've got 6 friends coming over for dinner time tonight. We're going to be eating outside, and that dinner table is going to get put together. It just arrived really late. He was over last week putting stuff together, and it came late. And he's coming, and to be someone's hero, to have that opportunity, men want to be a hero. So if it's an inconvenience, but they can do something where they get that inner glow, they're all for it. Am I right, fellas? Am I telling the truth? You guys want to be validated as wonderful, and I get it. I totally get it. And so, ladies, be more generous with your words and really accept the offerings of men. If they offer to open the door, please accept it, and please don't just assume that they should, but thank them for their gentlemanness or their kindness. Oh, thank you so much. That's so thoughtful of you. I really appreciate that. Please, ladies, get into the I honor you. And you might say, well, he doesn't deserve it. He did this wrong. He left his underwear and socks on the floor. I'm going to punish him. Forget that. You've got to, maybe you can train him, maybe you can't. But you've got to love and, enjoy them and appreciate them for who they are. And, if you have someone who's somewhat not the best, like a father that doesn't say kind words to you, maybe you don't spend as much time with him. When you spend time, you limit it. You keep it in a contained space, like you go to Oregon Stop Pizza and you see the organ player and you share pizza together and you have a conversation, and that's it. You don't spend your many, many days with somebody who maybe can't, step up. But I just want to say that there's a good man in every man. There is a good man in every man. Oh, some questions. Finally, I got the internet. Okay, so that's Janice. Buddy, Julie Renee, you are so right. We often do little things and receive no recognition. Sometimes it feels like, what have you done for me lately? Or, okay, now what? Really appreciate that I'm recognized even for the little things. I'm telling you, I know this about you, buddy. This is your heart, and it doesn't take very much to make you kind of like, I've seen men, when you do that and you hit it right, like it's a sincere validation, not an idle compliment, but you got something where a man did it right. It could be something little, and his chest puffs up, and he gets a smile on his face or a look of contentment or satisfaction, like, I got it right. This does a world of good to healing the relationship between men and women. And it does a world of good also in relationships, right? Carol, recently I've been terribly misunderstood by my father, so much so that he completely shut me out of his life. This was deeply traumatizing. It almost completely incapacitated me. What can I do to make him receptive to me and feel loving towards me? Carol, it's a two-way street. So somehow you were invalidating him or something happened, and understand that, yes, misunderstanding can happen, but there's some kind of underlying core issue that you probably want to clear with him. What I would first do, I wouldn't try to make him do anything. I would clear karma. We have a karma clearing course on the website that you can just, it's like $79. And I would highly recommend you do the karma clearing with him. So you release cords, contracts, agreements, karma, shared energy, all of that. So you're going to take that all out of the mix. And then whenever you are around him, just validate him. So if I hear that you're completely shut out, I'm sure that won't last forever, hopefully won't last forever. But misunderstandings always come from an energy that we're putting out, even, if words get twisted around a little bit. And then you just, maybe another thing that you can do other than all the clearing we're doing, which should help, is maybe pray for his benefit. Pray that that he find peace, that he find contentment, that he find joy, that he's happy in his life, that he has women who love and support him in his life. I know that the dynamic between men and women is that women, really for men, we enhance, we make beautiful and wonderful their life. We, on a core level, support with beauty and with interesting conversation, and sometimes too much conversation. But we bring something magical to their life. And for men, they provide for us, they protect us, they get to be our heroes, they get to, stand by us. And the partnership really works when we can allow that, and we can be generous, and on both sides. So men being generous with women, being thoughtful, kind, protective. Maybe it's being a helper. I mean, that's one of the roles that men do so well. So certainly it's my signal there's let's see, the languages of love. I think the five languages of love. I think there's somebody out there that has a test, and I did it. And mine was, I knew that people loved me. I knew that men loved me. I knew that I was loved when somebody would help me. And so having a handyman come on his day off to make sure that my outdoor table is put together and the chairs are all set out, that makes me feel loved. And so I'm going to be really generous also with him, and praise and thank him, and really appreciate the kindness of offering to come on a day off to make sure that I am taken care of. So it works both ways. And I think I've set that tone with him of appreciation so that he would be willing to come on a Saturday. So understand that we have that kind of power to create that fun magic with people who aren't. I mean, he's in love with his girlfriend. His wife passed away. He has a wonderful girlfriend. It has nothing to do with, any kind of a intimate relationship. It's just men to women. Just if a man opens the door, a complete stranger, I want you to say thank you. That was so kind. Thank you. Just turn around. Just don't just walk through and keep going. Turn around and look at their eyes and say thank you. I appreciate you. So, okay. I know a few ladies in the apartment building where I live seem to not have received a validation in their lives and mistreat others. I'll remember to do as you said. Thank you. And that's from Lydia. Very good. Julie, how do I reconnect with my husband from hurt based around trust and abandonment? I think that you start finding things. It sounds like you still are in a relationship, so you start finding things that you can appreciate. So I know one of the things that men do is they're planners. And so if that's one of the things that he does is he plans out to make things safe for you or good for you somehow, you can validate his planning. If he takes out the garbage, you can thank him for that. I think that you're going to need to do a karma clearing and really remove, if it was betrayal, like another woman involved or something like that, you're going to need to let that go. And you can do clearings with the karma clearing and with these techniques to remove that from your space. But then you also have to decide that you've really let that go, that you love him more than you want to stay in making him wrong. So we can punish men forever. I worked with a lady from the Cacao Islands. It was pretty shocking. Her husband had cheated on her and brought the lady to her house. And maybe that's just unforgivable. Maybe that's the point where you say, you know what, I think we've graduated from this relationship. Let's move on. But she felt like that was her husband and that she couldn't let go. So for 2 years, she punished him. And when we looked, she had put 16,000 curses on him over 2 years to punish him. I said, you need to let him go and stop cursing him, pull the curses off, which I pulled the curses off for her. or forgive him and fall back in love with him. I mean, something was already off that he would, make a decision to, I don't have enough intimacy or validation from the partner I'm with. I need to go to someone else. I mean, sometimes there are just people who are sex addicts, but that wasn't his case. It was just probably for years and years not being validated or appreciated, and he strayed. So, and she really loved him and wanted to stay with him. So it's, you either make the decision to stay and let go and just really, remove the karma, the trauma, the cords, the contracts, the agreements, the shared energy. You remove it all and you start fresh and you start a new relationship with who you are now. That's my best advice. Okay. JC, Julie, how do I, okay, that one I answered. And Tony, I have someone who always tries to push me out, although he's very friendly. I have tried all kinds of clearings, including karma clearing, but the problem is stuck. What could I do about this? Push me out. A colleague pushed me out. Although he's very friendly, I have always tried. Push me out is really an interesting conversation. I think you're trying to insert your energy in his space and he doesn't like that. So I think one of the things I'd love for you to do is maintain your aura and your energy separately and just allow him to be him without wanting to connect, without wanting to put cords in or energy in. I'm thinking that's what the problem is. So he's friendly, meaning he appreciates who you are, but he wants his space. So try that. Non-forgiveness really hurts you, doesn't it? It really does. I mean, that's completely true. Yeah. Non-forgiveness, you're the one who suffers. And you suffer in your body. So your physical body, you begin to have ailments in your physical body. So, yep. My handyman is out in the front there. He started working. He just arrived. Yay! Okay, let's go back to the screen share here. And let's see. We're done with clearing 1, clearing 2. We're about 70% done on clearing 2. So we're going to pump on this. So everybody just keep pumping. We're going to pump for a couple more. Okay, let's see, here's a question. Can we extend this clearing to include men who are now in spirit, Julie Renee, and perhaps also to enhance communication in our twin flames, who we know in all spirit? Thanks much for this call. I hope I'm getting clear to you guys when I'm saying who we're working on is you. We're not working on anyone outside of you. We're working on your inner landscape. So we're not doing activations on anyone else, and we don't do activations unless we get permission. Basically, like we'd say, I would love to work with you on clearing. I learned how to clear this one thing about having curses between us or energy between us. Is that okay? But if you don't ask permission, do not work on other people. But in your inner landscape, if you want to heal something between someone who's passed away or not in a body, you can do that. You can totally do that. We're not working on anybody but your inner landscape. That's what we're working on right now, is your inner landscape. Leah, how do I cope with the loss of my father, with whom I had a precious spiritual relationship? To just know that he is still there standing for you and being a stand for who you are. He's there loving you. I would, grief is a tough one. I think, I've had a lot of loss in my life. And one of the things to know is that you can't avoid feeling grief. I mean, that's part of being human, right? It's just not getting stuck in the grief or memorializing and making something that, can't ever be, you'll never be happy again. So I would be really so delightful. I got the best father. We had a really close, intimate spiritual relationship. I'm so grateful for the time we had together. And we had a lot of time together, and it was wonderful. And that's how you speak about him. And I loved how he shared his thoughts about politics, or I loved how we prayed together. I loved how we shared music together. I loved our talks. I loved just sitting quietly with him. And so you talk about him in a way that brings the goodness into the amplification field rather than, because understand, what we're feeling will amplify. I did a little bit of grief counseling, a couple of sessions after I was getting a baby that was supposed to come this week, and the mother changed her mind. And it really affected me. I felt really sad and, disheartened. And earlier I had 13 miscarriages trying to have babies on my own. And so I had thought, once I get settled in the house and my business is settled, I'm going to adopt. And then to have the experience of the first adoption process fall through brought up some grief for me. But what I noticed is that if I sat in the grief and amplified the grief, like I let it billow out, more of that feeling of isolation expanded. And so one of the things that I did was and I'm still doing it. I just started like 2 weeks ago. The baby was supposed to come to me this week. So I got this beautiful crystal bowl from my grandmother, and I filled it with salt, sea salt, and these lovely candles. They're a little bit bigger than birthday candles. They are Hanukkah candles. And every day, once or twice during the day, I take about 5 minutes and I go light a candle and I watch the flame and I pray and I feel connected to the divine, and I pray for my business and my students, and I pray for the baby coming in and the divine complement coming in. I pray that my life be in order, that my health and vitality continue to increase. And I just stand in front of the candle. It's in the kitchen. I'd set up a little kind of space in the kitchen for it, away from the activity of the day. It's off in a corner in the kitchen, so I've got a big kitchen where I can just, have the presence of knowing that all the children who aren't in my life, who I lost, and the children who are coming in are all blessed, and we're all together. So I think that's a way, and also letting go so that he can move on. Maybe he'll reincarnate and be a grandson for you. You never know. Buddy's said that sometimes he drops the ball and goes into the naughty boy rebellion. And one thing I think about that, Buddy, is it may be that your playfulness and mischievousness needs to be expressed, but you might find ways to do it, like with the guys, where it doesn't hurt someone's feelings. Like you're playing basketball and you do a trick on somebody or something, and it's in a container where it's fun. It's when it's maybe going to go into naughty boy hurting a girl or pulling her pigtails, so to speak, is going to hurt her. So you don't want to hurt the women in your world. So find a way to, have that playfulness, but not to hurt people in the process. That's my recommendation on that. Oh, you're welcome, Anna. I see she's really enjoying the call. Yay, 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 yay. Um, let's see. I'd like to take us into the guided meditation. We're in the last 10 minutes. Let's see. I'm going to bring the slides back up on the screen. I love you guys. You're doing great. And understand that when we change group mind, and we have 700 people between the phone lines and the live and the replay, and this will live forever because it'll be on the website so people can get it. Understand that we change how we feel in general about men and ourselves. That changes group mind, and the earth starts changing. We start uplifting and moving up to higher levels. Let's see, how are we on this one? Yeah, we're 98% on this one. So we're going to go into a guided meditation now, and just finding a comfortable seated position with your spine erect, your feet on the floor, breathing in and out. And as you breathe in positive energy. And as you breathe out negativity, worry, and concern, breathing in and out. Sending a grounding cord down from the base of the spine to the center of the earth. Set the grounding cord on release and begin to release the excess energy in the body. Going up to the adrenals, and the adrenals sit on top of the kidneys, right and left side, kind of waistline, a couple inches off the spine, an inch up from the waist. Grounding your adrenals with a line of energy as wide as your wrist, hollow in the center, through the perineum, and then down to the center of the earth. Set the adrenals on release and begin to release the adrenals. And you can just imagine plugging the nervous system in, whether that's through the spine or through the sciatic nerve, whatever makes sense to you. And let's go ahead and release the nervous system too. And then going up to the center of the head, and in the center of the head is that golden temple of silence. And I would like you to open a trapdoor out the back of the head and just take a spiritual fire hose. Now, you can do a broom or something too. I love to get it all done in one big whoosh. So just go ahead and wash out the center of the head, and wash out the looping thoughts, the worries, the concerns, the cobwebs, the spiders, the excess boxes, whatever it is that's in there disrupting your serenity and peace. And then popping out the top of the head, I'd like you to pull your aura into 18 inches around your body. Opening your feet to earth energy, bringing earth energy up through the feet, ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, out the hips and down the grounding cord. And just continue to run the earth energy up through your feet, through your ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, out the hips, and down the grounding cord. So you're just having a nice flow of earth energy, reconnecting with that Mother Earth. You did a beautiful healing on Mother Earth in April. You should be feeling a lot better. And then bringing cosmic energy into the back of your head, 1 inch above where the spine meets the skull, bringing a line of energy from someplace in the universe that's really in affinity with you. And bringing that down into your neck and shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, through the wrists, hands, and out the fingertips. And bringing more of that energy down through your back channels, looping up through the belly, through the chest, through the neck, through the head, fountaining out the top of the head like a beautiful Italian fountain, bathing and cleansing your aura. And then I'd like you to sit in the center of the head as a spirit on your throne. And I'd like you to see a good man on your view screen. And this is a man who is kind and thoughtful and generous. And you have the ability to praise him, to thank him, to appreciate him. You have an ability to be kind and loving. And see this good man, see his heroic deeds. And heroic deeds might be getting the car washed for you on Saturday morning. Or it might be taking the garbage out. Or it might just be a good friend. I want you to see the qualities of this good man, the qualities of kindness and generosity. And I also want you to see yourself. I want you to see how you validate those qualities. And know that even the man who may not always appear to be a good man, there is a good man inside him. And we have a tremendous amount of power to bring that out by validating what we see as, good. Like that's great. That really helps me. And as we're really looking at the good man, we're looking at us, how we're behaving, we're looking at his heroic qualities, his kind, respectful nature. We're also letting go of trauma, letting go of disappointment. And it's just going down the big grounding cord. And maybe we're shoveling shit out the back, where the trap door is out the back of the head. And we're just kind of like, I don't need this hot potato anymore. I don't need this invalidation towards men anymore. The men I'm going to be attracting in my world are good men. And understand there's a little time delay. So you're going to start amplifying this in your field today. And you will see results today, but you might also have some of the remnants for a while. But just trust and know that the universe is helping you to make this shift, to fall more deeply in love with yourself, and how also you attract and bring good men into your life, how you validate and honor them, and how that validates and honors you. And taking a few breaths in and out, breathing in and out, breathing in and out. Rub your hands together in front of your heart chakra, creating some psychic heat, some tapas, some energy. And then putting your right hand over your heart chakra, your left hand over your right hand in a universal mudra of self-love and self-affinity. Affirm to yourself, I love myself. I trust myself. I give myself permission to express my unique self. And coming back into the room, may it be with the blessings of the Supreme Being that this healing meditation is complete. May the entire world be filled with radiant health, vitality, abundance, joy, and peace. Tatastu, so be it. And welcome back, everyone. Just a quick note as we end our session today. If you'd like to be part of our Inner Circle community, you can enroll in one of our year-long programs. We have the Apprentice program is now up and running, Your Year of Miracles, and the Immersion Practitioner Training Program. They're all Inner Circle programs. And we'll be having many new programs. I've added 79 new programs this year. So please do take a look at our events calendar. We have some videos for you to watch about some of the upcoming classes. Your Light Body is on Monday. We'd love to see you all in that program. That's very wonderful in raising your frequency to a frequency of the fifth dimension. All right, you guys, lots of love. God bless you. I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye for now.